A very good morning and welcome to Swechotv. This is the leading online TV station. And of course, I take this golden opportunity to appreciate your efforts towards ensuring that each and every day you get tuned to Swechotv. And yesterday we had got an election, a by-election in all KALOU constituencies. And of course, we talked of that. We had a discussion, a peaceful discussion, and a wonderful one yesterday during the morning hours. And later on, we also provided you with some videos just to look at what was going on and how it was being handled. It began in a very peaceful manner. Of course, by 6 a.m. it was confirmed that the agents were all there, and during morning hours it was peaceful and very calm. Everyone was rather optimistic that the day would end in a very peaceful manner and the best candidate would win. Police officers were also there in large numbers just to ensure that peace is restored, and everyone who could enter in a polling station was there for well guided. When it comes to generally 9 candidates were of course nominated for that. They were eligible for that election, and of course Samuel Mushina represented the UDA, Sami Kamau also like this is something that also had got a lot of maybe confidence in among those highly rated parties, that's the UDA and the DCP. We had over 70,000 voters registered in that particular constituency, and of course there was a heavy contingent police deployment in that area just to ensure that voting could be done in every polling station as far as peace is concerned. The IEBC also pledged a credible election just to respond to maybe what the opposition had said earlier, that the election, they had got a different view as far as that election was, and everyone to come out and vote in a peaceful manner, just as well as to ensure that if at all, as indicated earlier by the chairperson of IEBC, that the voting process could take from 6 a.m. to 5 p.m. Nobody else could be allowed to vote after 5 p.m. The DCP party leader encouraged each and every individual that if at all there were any delays past 5 p.m. and therefore they would rather pack their things and leave. That's some of the information that he made during that process. And of course, he encouraged the IEBC to immediately announce his candidate victory or cancel the mini poll entirely. Now, this is something that as I told you earlier, that it's something that could also give him a higher rank of perhaps when it's come to maybe going for the presidential race with the current President of the Republic of Kenya. Now, speaking in the wake of highly contested that particular constituency, he also declared the people that they should only elect the DCP aspirant only. Now, Gachagua claimed that the ruling party, that's the UDA, did not even couldn't manage even to have, or rather, is not preferredly to have even 5% of the votes, and he mocked the opponents, alleging that they are just merely eating the president's money. Remember, we saw a very tough campaigning competition, and this is something that was also, it could also be expected in terms of voting and in terms of turnout. Now, he also insisted that the DCP, Sami Kamau Waweru, must officially be declared, and any attempt to manipulate the tally must lead to a total cancellation of that particular voting. Now, coming to this, he also said that anyone, or rather any individual, any police officers with the like unmarked vehicle should also be considered as a goon, and the residents should take immediate action by ensuring that they protect their own vote at their own benefit, because they were like viewing it in a manner that perhaps this could also lead to raging of the votes. Now let's just have a look at what the DCP party leader Rigathi Gachagua had to say as far as this election was concerned, and have a discussion about it.
William Ruto has ordered a massacre on the Kikuyu people in KALOU in a futile attempt to force them to elect a UDA candidate. When the IG announced that he would deploy 2,000 police officers in KALOU, I wrote to him and I told him I had information that there were sinister motives. I did inform the IG that he has lost the control of the National Police Service, and that deployment has been done by Kipchumba Murkomen, Raymond Omolo, under the instructions of President William Ruto. I did inform the IG Douglas Kanja that rogue police officers operating under members of parliament had been dispatched to KALOU to cause mayhem. There are three groups of rogue police officers. One is under Eric Wamumbi and his wife Betty Maina, is called Nairobi Sierra. Another one is under Dennis Itumbi, and another rogue 40 officers under Charles Karondo of the Communication Authority. The IG admittedly has deployed 16 police officers in every polling station, and voting has been going on very peacefully. Up to now, 54% of the population has cast their votes. The people have been very peaceful and there has been no problem. At around 12 noon, the UDA people realized that they have lost the election, where our candidate is leading with almost 95% of the votes that have been cast. And that is when now they decided to execute Plan B, which has been authorized by President William Ruto, to cause chaos and mayhem, attack polling stations, chase away all the agents, beat up the election officials, chase away the observers, and exchange the votes with the marked ballot papers. As we speak, Munyeki Primary School has been attacked, Huruma Primary School has been attacked, AC Primary School, the biggest polling station, has been attacked, Nyakiambi Polling Station, Ngorika and Mumbi. Luckily, the people of KALOU, the true sons and daughters of the Mau Mau, have repulsed these policemen with guns. And I really want to thank our gallant young people of KALOU for refusing to give in to violence. This gang has retreated to Royal Garden Hotel in KALOU. That is where they are meeting currently. The three killer squads, and they are under the control of the following members of parliament. And we are ashamed there are people from this region who are brutalizing their own community under the instructions of William Ruto. The Honorable Sabina Chege, the Honorable Kawanjiku Njukuna of Kiamba, Eric Wamumbi, Betty Maina, and the women rep for Kiambu Wamuraba. The MP for Nakuru East, Honorable Gikaria, has been there using Molin luxury shuttle. I want to apologize. I alone, when I spoke to a media station, I said it's Molo Line. I want to give undeserved apology to Molo Line because they are not the ones. It's Molin luxury shuttle. This is the team of public transport that has given out their vehicles to take goons to KALOU to kill the people of KALOU. This is unacceptable and they'll be punished. I am announcing to the people of Mount Kenya region that Molin luxury shuttle must be boycotted forthwith, and they'll get no customers in this region for agreeing to ferry goons to go and kill Kikuyus in KALOU.
Just as we've seen clearly that he talked of perhaps the member of parliament from that's Honorable Gikaria, stating clearly that they are one of the people that were like sponsoring goons in that particular area, particular area. But we've seen it began so well, but of course during the day, towards the midday, and of course and the rest of the days, perhaps things changed and it took a different turn up. But luckily enough, we say that everything with a beginning must have an end, though the beginning must also be the same as of course the end. But that's the belief of each and every individual, that as a country we need to have got a peaceful campaign, a peaceful election, and a peaceful country after and during political seasons. Now coming to that, the Democracy for the Citizens Party, that the DCP candidate Sammy Douglas won that particular election landslide victory. Then the IEBC certified the final result, and with Waweru scoring 35,440 votes against the UDA, who scored that's Samuel Mushina Nyaga, who scored 5,450 votes. Now total votes were 41,656. That also gives out 50% turnout, 57% turnout. And remember, earlier on it was around over 73,000 voters, but of course only 41,656 managed to come out and vote. Total registered were 73,480, and of course everyone, like from the DCP side, had got something to say. Let's watch on what the returning officer, we announced the result, and watch everything that happened into that. And earlier and later on we shall see what the candidate, or rather the current member of parliament. Now that is just coming to you live in a few. We will be playing for you that clip in a few. You see, we as that particular constituency is concerned, we saw the resident coming.
The names in the ballot. I start with Abdi Fattah Hussein Abdallah. Wilson Mwaneki Kegwa of Jubilee
was first constituted in 2013, the new constituency, and wish to thank God for this moment, because without him, I wouldn't be standing here. My slogan was, Kafa Hidarea Guy. I'm here because God has made it possible that I become a member of National Parliament against all. Second person that I want to thank is a woman that is standing next to me, my wife and my family. They have stood with me through thick and thin. When things didn't look good, they were always there for me. Family always come first. And when things are tough, you always have solace, a place to run to. I wish to thank the party leader, His Excellency Rigathi Gachagua. I have only one message to him. The rejected stone became country into the future in 2027, trying to not to work for them. 35,000 foods, goodies. Today they were fed with tear gas, canisters, bullets, but they have withstood all that. Douglas Kamau. Thank you so much, the people of KALOU. I will serve you diligently with the best of my ability, and I pray God to help me serve you the best that I can. I've always been telling you that has been my prayer to God, that He does not only give me the seat, but also gives me the wisdom to serve you in the best way that you can be. Excellency, but it's not yet His Excellency. Honorable Senator Kafa Mede. Thank you for that. It's a lot you have sacrificed. It has not been an easy ride. We've had our highs and we have had our lows, but together you've never let my hands down. The best way to go about it. When things were right, you had a pat on my shoulder telling me that we can go. Zitangazwe. Na eventually hiyo siku imefika, and I was joking and telling him we would have made a good bonfire out of them, but it was out of a joke. So I'm very grateful you made your home, our campaign. It's where we did our campaigns. You marshaled all the politicians that were there to help us, the resources. So God, may God always see you through. And also to your family, your wife, and your children, for letting you be with me and the other honorable members that had joined you, the 18 members of National Assembly that are aligned to this party, this country. Even in Wajir, I saw people all the way from Wajir to thank you. You can see that dreams can come to reality. All that I wish for you is that God grant you all the desires of your heart, because you have held me by the... You did something out of the extraordinary. We had been told of many theories where that this result will not be announced, there will be infiltration. But you have risen above board. You have confirmed that you are a chapter, it's chapter 8. It's not a chapter 8, I think the institutions, that is chapter 8 institution, that you are independent, that you cannot be influenced. So we want to extend our thanks, and if this is how things will be held in 2027, I know that the united opposition will be declared winners in 2027, because it will be free and fair. I also want to thank the uniformed officers. Though we had a few altercations here and there, but you did very well. But I cannot stop to say that driving around with numberless vehicles, Subarus and Prados and pickups. It's very shameful of you that even a life has been lost today because of your endless maneuvers within KALOU. We were even forced to take care of our own security, running after you as we try to infiltrate these police stations. But I know that the command must have come from a very senior person in police, because the uniformed policemen, it is very shifty behaviors. So that is all that I have to say today. May God bless you. And also a statement to the national government. I hope you can see the writing is in the wall. The people of KALOU have spoken. The government